Live from Fox 5 News, this is Good Day Atlanta.
Welcome back at 8:29 now. For non-custodial dads, maintaining a happy, healthy relationship with their children can sometimes be a struggle, but it doesn't have to be. This morning, we have some tips and some expert legal advice on being a dad from a distance. Here with us this morning, Greg Gray, author and father's rights advocate, and attorney Jody Miller, who specializes in Georgia family law. Good morning to you both. What a pleasure to have you here.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, Jody, ladies first. First of all, why is it so difficult for dads to, number one, establish their rights, and number two, even maintain them?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the way society is today. It still is that a lot of times the mothers are the primary care parents, and that's one of the things the judges look at in making custody decisions. And it's sort of the division of labor still. You know, the dad goes out and goes to work, and so then all of a sudden when you have a divorce situation, you have somebody being a non-custodial parent, you have that person, the dad, that may not have been the primary care parent all the way through, and is not used to feeding the child meals, putting them to bed, that type of thing. So that kind of has to be learned. But as Greg will show, that can be done, and it's not that difficult.
Right. And Greg, you wrote the book, Being a
Yes.
Dad from a Distance, with some great tips on how to be a father from afar. And it takes a little bit of effort.
It takes a lot of effort, and I think the first bit of effort you have to put into it is to really believe and embrace the fact that you don't have a more important job than being a dad. And once you embrace that reality, I think everything else kind of flows a little bit from that, but that's the most important thing.
Okay. You sent us some pictures, of course, of you and your lovely daughter, Danielle. And obviously you guys have a very loving relationship. And Jody, the key is to maintain communication, obviously, with the custodial parent and work for the good of the child.
That's correct, absolutely. And there are some things that a non-custodial dad can do to help that process. They can take some of Greg's ideas and actually ask the judge to put them in a court order. Right. For example, telephone contact with the child, even on a daily basis. I've seen judges do that and order that. Skype contact. There's things dads can do, obviously, that are not in a court order. A lot of suggestions that Greg has, but it can be put down there in black and white, so both parents can count on it.
Yeah, let's talk about some of your ideas. Very practical. First, be present. Be present. It totally makes sense, but not everyone attends every extracurricular activity, and it means so much to the child.
It absolutely does, and if we get back to making it a priority, that being a dad is your first priority, then it makes sense that if it's a soccer game or a recital or a play, it means a lot for your child to look around. In fact, a lot of times you'll see at these events the kids looking around for their parents and sometimes for their dads, and there's a light that goes on when they see you sitting out there. That's just absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. Jody mentioned staying connected with Skype, sending postcards, love letters, email is great.
Absolutely. In fact, it doesn't, I think the whole point is that you don't have to be limited to the physical time that you have together. Go get a greeting card, send a postcard, write a love letter to your child. I found out that later in life that those were things that my daughter really treasured and looked forward to more than I even knew that she did. So.
Wow, that is amazing too, because every little thing is a big thing to a child.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people realize that.
Absolutely. They don't realize just the little things, the everyday things. Really, those are the things that the child remembers. That phone call before they go to bed, just saying, you know, hi, it's Dad, love you, sleep well, talk to you tomorrow. Those little things really mean a lot.
Yeah, and basically getting that court order is your insurance for maintaining that relationship with that child.
That's correct, and that also gives you some protection because the court order can be enforced. If the other parent is non-cooperative, there's something you can do about it if it's in a court order.
Yeah, great tips, great information. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for more information, just log on to myfoxatlanta.com and we'll hook you up with Jody's website, which is very informative. You got some great blogs on there that I read this morning, as well as How to Get Dad from a Distance, which is Greg's book. All right, in the meantime,